Loulou in Paris. Loulou is cheerful. He has just arrived in Paris. Mummy, when are we going to visit the Eiffel Tower? We are going right away by metro. Loulou has dreamt of this for so long that he cries out, "Yippee!" jumping for joy. Once they arrive on the platform, they catch sight of a large map hooked up on the wall. Mummy looks at it attentively. There are many colourful lines crisscrossing all over the place. Look, Loulou. This is a map of the Parisian metro. Suddenly, a dull sound is heard, and it starts getting louder and louder. Oh, here comes the railway train. No, Loulou, it is the underground train, and more precisely, it is the metro. Come on, let's hop on. Once the doors shut, the carriages meander in long, very dark tunnels. But every 2 or 3 minutes, the train stops for a while, allowing Loulou to discover a new station. And very soon, he will himself read the large post, "Field of Mars, Eiffel Tower." Wow! It is so high, and it is so beautiful. Loulou is flabbergasted and enthusiastic by the size of the monument. He feels so tiny, looking up at the top of the monument. But he discovers a lift, which will help them to go up. Are we going to take the lift, Mummy? Yes, this will allow us to arrive faster on the first floor, and I must admit that I do not feel capable of climbing the stairs with our heavy luggage. On foot? Yes, Loulou. Look at the staircase over there. If we were brave, we would climb on foot. Wow, it is so beautiful, really beautiful. Once again, Loulou is speechless. He is frozen by so much emotion. He stares, rapt with wonder, at the city spread in front of him. After having wandered around the first floor several times, and having admired all the marvellous panoramas one can see from up there, his mummy offers to go back down. We are going to drop our luggage off at the hotel, and then we will go for a walk again. And this evening, when it is dark, we will come back to the district to see the Eiffel Tower lit up. Even more beautiful? Is that possible? They have now dropped their personal belongings off at the hotel. Now, they can go out for a walk in the street. There were so many people walking in every imaginable direction. Loulou takes care not to let go of his mummy's hand in such a dense crowd, and both stroll around. A few hundred meters further, they reach the Seine riverbank, and Loulou starts staring at the wavelets. Loulou, have you noticed this magnificent bridge? And there, can you see the second-hand booksellers? The second-hand what? The second-hand booksellers. Look at these stalls on the wall running along the Seine riverbank. The booksellers sell old postcards, but also books, among which some are very precious. But Loulou quickly takes a glance at the dozen of books piled up here and there, and turns his attention back to the Seine River. Oh, look, Mummy, at these funny-looking flat boats. They are called pleasure boats, and if you wish, we can continue our excursion on one of these boats. Great! Loulou finds it wonderful to discover the city on a pleasure boat. It is cold, but he nevertheless prefers to stay outside on the deck to enjoy the ever-changing landscape. But here comes a new surprise. His mummy asks him, Do you want us to have dinner on the boat? Loulou does not know what to reply, as he is overjoyed. The sun went down during dinner time, and the entire city is now lit up. It is now time to pursue their adventure. Our little explorer and his mummy are now on the Trocadero Esplanade. The Eiffel Tower is sparkling brilliantly. Loulou is wrapped with wonder in front of the thousands of little stars wrapping up the Iron Lady. Before heading back to the hotel, they choose to go for a little walk on the most beautiful avenue in the world. Blue light drops are falling from the trees bordering the Avenue des Champs-Élysées. The stream of light fills him with wonder once again. The first day of discoveries for our little hero is coming to an end. It is now time to go to bed, and Loulou falls asleep with all the stars that he has kept in mind. The next morning, after a good night's sleep, Loulou suddenly realizes that it is not a dream. He really is in Paris. So he jumps out of bed, laughing with pleasure. Mummy is already dressed, and after a good breakfast, they both leave as they are impatient to resume their visit. The aim of the day is to visit the Montmartre district and, of course, the Sacré-Cœur. Loulou's mummy explains to him that they are going to have to climb several hundred steps to reach the top of the hillock. So to facilitate the climb, Loulou holds his mummy's hand. At the top of the stairs, standing on the hill, a white monument appears, with its dome-like roof. Loulou is out of breath, but happy with his ascension, proud of having reached the top on foot, thanks to his mummy's help. For sure, it would have been less tiring if they had taken the funicular, but it would also have been much less fun, admitted Loulou. Today, with his mummy, Loulou is visiting Paris in a double-decker bus. In French, this sort of bus is called an imperial bus, because the second level is roofless, just like the old horse-drawn coaches. Paris! What a strange city! Our little hero is happy, as he is totally absorbed by the lights, the sounds, and the music emanating from the most magnificent avenue in the world. After having edged their way into the dense traffic, Loulou, seated in a metallic red coach, is observing the gigantic crossroads the bus is rushing into. There are at least 10 different avenues joining up with the same place. His mummy explains that because of its shape, this place is called Place de l'Étoile, the Star Square, and in its center, one can admire the 50-meter-high Arc de Triomphe. You know, Loulou, this is where the unknown soldier lies. Every year, on National Day, the President of the Republic lays flowers on this grave in memory of all the soldiers who died during the past wars. Loulou remains silent, but he is nevertheless very impressed. Now he understands better why July the 14th is such an important date in France, with the solemn military parade and the fireworks which light up the skies of France. When Loulou sees the Notre Dame Cathedral, it reminds him of a cartoon film he saw not long ago. He imagines Quasimodo and Esmeralda running up there, on the surrounding wall of the monument. And he also imagines the bells ringing a full peal, and he smiles. How fun it would be to meet them here. This trip through the discovery of Paris is coming to an end. Mummy took Loulou to the woods of Boulogne. Loulou says to himself that these woods look more like a large park where the Parisian families must come for walks and play when the sun shines. Today it is cold. However, the great waterfall is somewhat magical under the winter frost. It is now time to leave. Loulou looks one last time around him, feeling a little nostalgic. But just as well, his mummy tells him that they will come back one day to visit the museums and other monuments. Loulou's heart is filled with joy, and he hugs his mummy very strongly to thank her for the unforgettable moments they have just shared together.